You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no-nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It's your host, Brian Fullerton. It's me. Guys, it's me in studio. I'm hanging out with y'all today. I just wanted to talk about mental toughness, talk about work ethic, talk about working hard. I don't have a lot of notes for this episode, but the bottom line is I just wanted to talk to you guys real talk. You know, there's so much hype. There's so many things that are moving behind the scenes with my life, my businesses. So many things moving behind the scenes and out front with you guys and your life and your businesses. We're busy people, man. We live in a very interesting time, very divisive time, very tumultuous time, very uncertain times, unprecedented times. And, I just wanted to talk for a few minutes about work ethic, and what's the secret weapon, what's the secret to success?
Looking to outfit your trailer with the best racks in the industry? Head over to Equipment Defender. Be secure, look professional, be organized, stop thieves and damage in their tracks. Equipment Defender has racks for backpack blowers, trimmers, gas cans, backpack sprayers, and more. Stay organized, stay secure with Equipment Defender. All Equipment Defender racks work in either open or enclosed trailers. Get secure and organized today at equipmentdefender.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Equipment Defender.
I've been listening to a lot of people lately, like Andy Frisella. I'm reading. I think it's David Goggins is the book that I'm reading right now. Let me see if I can look up the title really quick as we go. He's a military guy. He wrote a book called Can't Hurt Me. It's really, really good. I'm about probably about a third or halfway through, I should say, about a third of the way through, and he's just. He's a butt kicker, dude. If you guys haven't listened to it, go download Audible and get it. Can't Hurt Me. But I'm listening to this. Liz recommended it to me, and it's just just kind of one of those books that like gets in your face. It challenges you. I like that stuff. I'm like, somebody's like, "You're a loser." I'm like, dude, I'm gonna smoke you. Like the negative reinforcement kind of thing. I don't know. I'm just weird like that. Some people want hugs and kisses and attaboys. Other people are like, Fullerton, you're going to be a loser, never amount to anything. I'm like, dude, I'm going to make you literally eat those words. But I don't know if you guys are like that. I'm just kind of crazy. But here's one thing I want to talk about. Just to be honest with you guys, a lot of comments I see lately on Instagram and YouTube and just all over the place is like kind of like this compare game. I see so many people that just they get upset with maybe where they're at in life. They're comparing left and right. Hey, this guy bought a new mower. Or this guy's crushing it, and this guy's winning, and this guy's succeeding. And sometimes you're not. Sometimes it's not happening for you or as fast as you'd like it. Sometimes you become successful. Sometimes you're becoming more successful. Things are going well for you. You kind of have this like imposter syndrome. It's something I learned about a handful of years ago where, I'd be making YouTube videos and I'm like talking about my numbers, and I'm not trying to like preach, but I'm just like sharing openly. But then I'm also like this negative reinforcing brain goes, well, you're an imposter. Who are you to talk about numbers if you didn't have your numbers right until a year ago or 2 years ago? And I'm like, yeah, I know, but like I want to help these people out. Well, if you would really help these people out, you would not make content, and you would why even help those people out? Go help yourself out. I mean, like this negative voice, right? I don't know if you guys can relate. Sometimes people too, they just they don't really give themselves the time of day. Sometimes you guys are just way too hard on yourselves, man. Like I did a video a couple weeks ago talking about how much can you make per day in lawn care. I did a video. The title was "The Shocking Truth About How Much You Can Make in Lawn Care Per Day," and I think I titled it like $400. It was like the thumbnail, and I had like 100, 200 comments on it, and people were like, about 20% of the comments were like, wow, like I'm only making $100 or $250 a day. And granted, like some of them are like smaller companies and owner operators or their first year in business. And they're like, yeah, I'm not making $500 a day or $800 a day or $1,200 a day. And I'm like, hey dude, like one guy commented, he was 52 years old. He said like he mows like 7 or 8 lawns a day. He makes like $220 a day or something like that. And he goes, that's my pace. He goes, I can't really go any harder. I can't really work any faster. I think he was retired and he was just like doing it for supplemental income to take care of his kids. And I commented like this, like 3 or 4 sentences. I said, hey dude, like that's really awesome. Like good for you. Like I'm sure your family is like really proud of you and really supports you and really appreciates the hard work you're putting in. And here's the bottom line. I was like, why are we all playing this compare game? You know, sometimes, you know, even if you're only making $200-$300 a day or $500 a day, or you only have this one mower and you're trying to get this next mower, but you're making progress. I want to just take like a few minutes and just like congratulate you, just to say I'm proud of you, just to encourage you guys. You know, sometimes we get so lost in the shuffle of busyness that we don't have the optics or the foresight or hindsight or the, you know, you're not realizing that every day you're improving. Most likely you're every day improving. Or here's the thing I'll say. Every day what I try to do is improve. I just try to get a little bit better. I don't have it all figured out. I'm not smart. I'm not the gifted. I'm not talented. I'm a very skill set driven person. Talking about podcasting, every day every time I do a podcast, I'm trying to get better at doing podcasts and making content for you guys. I'm trying to say less. I'm trying to, you know, stop stuttering. I sound ridiculous, you know. I try to get better. Every day I cut grass. I'm trying to care more, spend more time taking care of the client, you know, doing a good job, you know, actually giving a crap, you know, is what I like to say. Like, actually give a crap, man. Like, make the client happy. Make the lawn look nice. Don't be doing this for 10, 15 years and think that you're entitled and people should just give you their money and you're worth $34 or $50 a cut. Like, come on. Who are you? Like, let's never, ever, ever have that attitude, okay? We always want to be thankful. We always want to be appreciative. We always want to be humble. We always want to be thankful, a spirit of gratitude, right? You know, we always want to be givers, okay? I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm just telling you, this is what me and Liz try to do. This is stuff that we have written on our goal cards that's hanging in our on the back side of our glass shower door that we taped up there so we can read our goal card in the shower. And we're always trying to be nice. We're always trying to be helpful. We're always trying to be givers. Like, for example, one that I heard a while ago was if somebody put $100 in your hand and they said somebody else tried to come up to you and take it from you, well, they're not going to be able to rip that $100 out of your hand. But the other part of the analogy was if somebody comes up to you and tries to put $100 in your hand, the $100 is going to, you know, blow right off of your hand. It's going to fall out of your hand because your hand is clenched around that $100. And so like Liz and I, we've always kept an open palm, an open hand to be givers. Money comes in, money goes out. We give so much money away. It's not even funny. I mean, like, if I told you guys numbers, you would literally like, dang, that's impressive. That's crazy. And I don't tell you numbers because you don't need to know. I'm so philanthropic with my YouTube money. We buy people cameras and mowers and so much stupid stuff, and I give away. I just so try to pour back into people because we've been exceedingly blessed with making a couple bucks with YouTube as of late in the last couple months, and then with our lawn and landscape business. I got my numbers right, man. We've had a more successful business the last 24 months, and your boy, guys, I literally grew up in a double wide trailer. Like my highest earning paycheck annual income was like $37,000. Like I'm just a regular guy, just like most of you listen to this podcast. And so now, like, if you make $100,000 or $150,000 or $200,000, like, man, that's a lot of money to a kid that grew up in a double wide trailer. And my mom's probably highest ever earning income was $35,000 a year, $40,000 a year. You know, like I just didn't see money. I saw it around me, but we never had it, and I didn't know anybody who had it. So like it was never, hey, let's go in somebody's BMW and go to their lake house and go into their pool and go ride their jet ski. Like I just never knew anybody that had that kind of lifestyle or income. So anyway, what I wanted to get back to was this David Goggins book. It's just really firing me up. And I heard Andy Frisella on the Real AF podcast. Man, you want to talk about like a dream collab would be to get like Gary Vee on the podcast one day or Andy Frisella. They're literally animals, you know, in a good way. Like they're just awesome, like alphas, you know. And I'm like, dude, I like your content, man. Like you say it how I think, you know. But this guy David Goggins, he just talks about how, you got to really enjoy the hard work and the callousness, like create a callous on your mental. He's talking about mental toughness. And I think a lot of folks right now, here's what I wanted to just communicate to you, is that it's right. He's right. It's true. Not that he needs an attaboy or an affirmation from me or, my praise or my, thumbs up. But I see so many people that are just kind of mentally soft, guys, like just mentally tough, or not mentally tough. They're mentally weak, and I was there for so long. The last 24 months, I've really, really had to gird myself up mentally. I will tell you what, YouTube is a double-edged sword. There's 98% of stuff that comes in is positive. 2% of it is like trolling and trash and negative. And you guys don't even see those comments because I delete them before you even see them. Most of them. Of course, some people leave them up at 2 a.m. and, I'm like, oh, you're trying to be funny. But I get all the comments. I read every single comments, thousands of comments a week. But people say mean stuff, man. Like, go kill yourself. Like, you're a piece of trash, trailer trash, garbage trash. You're fat. Your wife's fat. You're ugly. You'll never account to anything. You're a loser. The reason you're doing YouTube is going to make anything else. The reason you're doing lawn care is because you could never make it in college. Who are you to give financial advice? You're living in an apartment. You're living in a trailer. You're doing review videos in your mom's driveway in a trailer park. What is this nonsense? Just trash, and negativity. And I'm like, wow, that's really mean. Now, naturally, you guys would imagine I don't focus on the 2%. I focus on the 98%. But anybody listening to this, I don't know if you guys can relate, but man, it seems like the negative cuts 10 times harder than the positive encourages or repairs or gives me fortitude, right? Like one negative comment, somebody says like, go kill yourself. I'm like, man, that person is clearly operating from a position of hurting. To go type to some random on the internet, type with some random person to go kill themselves. Like how just weird and bad, and just I feel for that person. And by the way, like I've watched other people's content and I'm like, I didn't really like the video. I don't even hit the dislike. I either just turn off the video, go to a different video, or frankly, I still hit thumbs up and just encourage and support that content creator, and then I just go to the next one. I've never left a negative comment on anybody's channel saying like you suck, let alone go kill yourself. And this is just having some candid conversation with you guys. But the reason that I really had to have some mental toughness and some mental fortitude, and I think you guys do too in business, is that you can't let that stuff deter you. You can't let it impact you. You can't let it, and I'm not saying like where it bothers you and you like respond and you guys get into like, chicken pecking contests, on the internet, like Facebook wars, like that's completely non-productive. I mean, like it can work on your psyche. It can work on your ego. And then you start self-doubting and you're in this like negative feedback loop. And there's days where you get depressed. There's days where, you could be having a great day and you read something negative or something bad happens to you or a customer chews you out. We've all been there. I've been there. And I just, the reason I say all this is that I really want to see more people become mentally strong in the next year or two, mentally tough. They believe in themselves. They don't believe that they're imposters. They're making $250 a day. You know what? That's freaking awesome. Maybe the year before you were at $150 a day or $175 a day. You know what you did? You improved. Like that's what I really want to talk about. Is like you improved. You got better. You started to develop some mental toughness and some mental fortitude because in this book, David Goggins, he's talking about buds training right now. Like we're going through all that. And, any red-blooded male, you love hearing about all this stuff. Like guys that are just like, doing push-ups till their bodies and they're, literally ache and pain and, they're bleeding and they're vomiting, just crazy stuff. Then they're in water and their bones are just chattering because they're literally frozen and they're bobbing and weaving with the other guys and under their boat, that little raft thing that they got to carry. And you guys know all this stuff. And I'm listening to all this stuff and I'm like, yeah, like, dude, like I want to do what they do. Like I want to pretend that I've got the same mental fortitude as those guys do. Now, for obvious reasons, I do not pretend like I can do what they do, because I would probably ring the bell. You know what I mean? I just physically, I think mentally I can hang in there, but physically, I don't know if I want to like let the skin of my hands like let it rip off and bleed out and be in like numbing, chilling waters. God bless those guys, for real. Mentally though, I think I can hang with them. I really do. I think mentally I can hang with a lot of people because I've seen how much mental energy and mental fortitude it takes to run a YouTube channel. I mean, you got hundreds of thousands of people weighing in and commenting and bashing and encouraging. And man, it's like when somebody subscribes to the channel, like, hey, I'm new here. I'm like, hey, welcome to the jungle. I'm like, pull out your sword, man, start hacking away because it's okay. You guys know like we keep it in an oasis and it's kind of fun. But I just wanted to just give you guys some thoughts where hey, if you're out there every day and it's tough, dude, I'm right there with you, man. I just feel sometimes that everybody's like trying to impress. Some people, they have this like facade. They're like, oh, dude, like I got it all figured out. This is working, that's working, and we're just making money. And I'm like, cool, like, dude, for real, like, awesome, But then you kind of notice too, like, who's kind of faking it, who's kind of got a facade, who's. Why is it everything is always positive for you? It's like, is it really? Like, do you ever have a bad day? Like, sometimes people that are just overly positive, I just want them to stub their toe just so like something bad would happen to them for a second, just so I know they're human. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you guys can ever relate to that. You might think that's about me. If you see that on YouTube, you might feel like that's communicated sometimes, or it's just happy-go-lucky. But on this podcast, we keep it unfiltered. We keep it real. We try to keep it authentic. Well, we do. I mean, there's no editing. It's completely unfiltered, and I just like being real with you guys. So the reason I just wanted to do this podcast, it'll be probably a short and sweet one here, is just to give you guys a word of encouragement, just to say, hey, if you're out there and you're working hard, dude, keep being mentally tough. Keep girding yourself up. Keep self-improving. Keep self-reinforcing good things about yourself. I know it sounds weird and kind of hokey pokey, but man, don't let anybody steal like your dream or eat your lunch. I've heard it said different ways. If a customer comes out and they try to chew you out, dude, don't take that anymore. Like, literally, if a customer comes out and they start yelling at you, say no. Like, if somebody comes yelling out at me, to Brian's Law Maintenance, Brian Fullerton of 2020, they come looking at me and they start raging, I go, you will immediately stop talking to me that way right now. And people are like, no. Right now. If you want to keep talking to me that way, we're done having this conversation. But if you want to talk to me like an adult, and I'm an adult, I would be more than happy to listen to what you have to say, and let's work this out together. But dude, I'm telling you guys, man, customers are lowballing you guys, and customers are pegging you guys down and chomping at your rates. Well, I want it for $35 a week. Well, I want it for $20 a week, man. The neighbor's getting it for $22, dude. Like, don't let people talk you guys down. Don't let people belittle you guys, man. Stand tall. If you're listening to this, man, just be a butt kicker, man. Like Keith Kelfis said this once. He goes, "What would the bold Keith do?" I thought that was awesome. It kind of stuck with me when we did a podcast together about 2 months ago at his place. It was just really encouraging. I'm like, what would the bold Keith do? I'm like, what would the bold Brian do? What would the Brian with no fear do? What would the Brian that knew that what he was about to do was going to work out, so he went all in and did it because he had 100% chance of it succeeding, 0% chance of it failing. So if I knew it was going to succeed, what would that look like? What would I do? Like utter confidence, pure confidence. That's how I want you guys to kind of operate and to kind of think about that over the next few weeks and months. I just see so many people as of late. I don't want to be like insensitive to the pandemic and the COVID thing, but dude, I feel like it has been a true showing of people's mental state. Like, I don't know any other way to say it. I'm not good at vocabulary, but I've just seen so many people are so confused. They're weak. They are not self-reliant. Everything and everybody else is their problem. Like a majority of people have not stepped up to the plate to solve their own damn problems in the last 8 weeks. Now, I get it. Again, not trying to be insensitive, but I've just seen so many people over the last 8 weeks, they've lost their job, they lost this, they're losing their business. Dude, I'm in the same boat, dude. Like, I get it. But you don't see me, like, being and complaining. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not itching and complaining, okay? I'm trying to solve problems. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to, be solution-oriented, And that's what I want to do, or I want to encourage you guys to do. Be mentally tough. Listen to this book from David Goggins. I think it's really, really good. He's just talking about how you gotta have like some calluses, man. Calluses on your mental toughness. Not letting anybody or anything, eat your lunch. It was an old one I read. It said, two ships set sail, one east, one west, impelled by the same self blow. It's a set of sails and not the gales that bid them where to go. So like something bad happens to you, and you know what? You use it as a stepping stone. Something bad happens to somebody else, and it's a stumbling block, right? And so, I just think that so many people out there are weak, bro. Like so many people, and I don't have it all figured out, but I've got enough of me figured out. I know what the bold Brian would do. I know what I stand for. I've got my values. I've got my feet anchored. Okay, I've got me figured out. It took me 14 years to get me figured out, mostly figured out. I'm not a finished product. But I would just say that that's something that I would really encourage you guys. That's why you read, and that's why you listen. That's why you go to networking events and conferences to like gird yourself up, man, to stand tall, to be around bold people, to build those calluses, to become mentally tough. And here's how I'm not going to spend long on this whole topic and beat a dead horse, but I see so many people, they're just mentally weak, man. So many people are, if you want to wear masks, that's fine. I'm not getting into anybody's grill about it, but I'm just saying a lot of people are very sheepish right now. They're very sheeple. I heard the word sheeple once. I asked somebody, I'm like, what's a sheeple? He said, they're sheep people. I'm like, I get that. He goes, you know what a sheep is? I go, yeah. He goes, you know how stupid sheep are? I go, no. This is the kind of questions I ask because I'm so remedial. And the guy goes, a sheep is so stupid that it'll eat off the ground. It'll continue to eat the ground. It'll eat the grass. Then it'll eat the dirt. And then once it eats the dirt, its stomach can't digest the dirt, so it'll actually kill itself. A sheep is so stupid that it'll eat the grass, eat the dirt goes in its stomach, and because it can't digest dirt, it dies. That's how dumb a sheep is. And I'm like, oh my God, you call people sheeple? Like that's what that means. And, but and I'm not trying to be mean or insensitive. You guys know that. I'm just trying to say, don't be a sheeple. Like learn to think for yourself, learn to vet, learn to fact check. Who are you listening to? Why is the news doing what the news is doing? Why is, political parties doing what the political parties are doing? Like, you gotta just be aware. You gotta start being a little bit more observant. You know what I mean?
Looking to outfit your trailer with the best racks in the industry? Head over to Equipment Defender. Be secure, look professional, be organized, stop thieves and damage in their tracks. Equipment Defender has racks for backpack blowers, trimmers, gas cans, backpack sprayers, and more. Stay organized, stay secure with Equipment Defender. All Equipment Defender racks work in either open or enclosed trailers. Get secure and organized today at equipmentdefender.com. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Equipment Defender.
And the last thing I just want to say is, guys, I hope you appreciate how authentic I've been on YouTube and Instagram, especially like the last 6-12 months. We've always been authentic, but I'm just trying to keep it as real as possible. I mean, like, I don't have it figured out. We are just regular, normal people. My lawn landscape business makes sub 200, north of 100. So we're in that middle ground. I don't pretend to be, making $2 million with my lawn landscape company. Now, I will say that other people, like they're really mean. They're really they try to belittle behind the scenes. It bounces off me. I couldn't care less because I look at what I built and I look at what they built, and they're like, "Oh, dude, I got like 8 people and 4 trucks, and we're doing like $400,000." I'm like, so you're doing 400 gross, you're gonna net 60. I'm gonna do 100, 75 to 200 this year. I'm gonna net 80 to 100. And that's my first business. My media company has turned into a small media empire. We'll do, well, I'm not even gonna say. We millions of dollars in sales moves through everything we do. I'll just say that. And you guys, nobody really, I don't even understand it all, man. Like we've built a huge YouTube channel. Millions and millions of dollars will move through everything that we do and we see. And so we've created like a multi-million-dollar media company. I'm not saying that's what we make. We net a healthy little income, but the same guy that's like, "Oh, dude, you'll never make it. You're only making like, $200,000 a year with your business." And I'm like, "Dude, why are you being mean? Like, why are you putting me down?" Like, I came from a double wide trailer. I was probably going to be a statistic. I at best was going to be a fast food manager making $40,000 a year. Maybe one day I'd be like a district manager or a regional manager and I make $100,000 a year. I'd probably be 40, probably passed over. I had a bad attitude. I was just it was going to be a statistic, man. I'm not really destined for like greatness with anything that I was doing up until about 7 or 8, 9 years ago. And so I had a couple lucky breaks, a couple things that good people that came into my life, but other people that are mean to me, I always wonder why. I'm like, why are you being mean? Like, why don't you be encouraging to the next person you see? You see somebody else with a little 6x10 utility trailer, and they got one mower and 2 weed whips. And they don't even own an edger because they use a combi and they got to switch it out. It takes 4 minutes every time. You know what, dude? That's awesome. That's okay. That's really, 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 really cool. I commend that guy. I applaud that guy. I am a cheerleader for you. If you have a $500,000 business and you're butt kicking, you're an encourager, I will be your biggest cheerleader. I just really, really, really am thankful. I'm just really, really appreciative, man. You got to know people's hearts. And I just see some people that are just mean to other people, and then the only thing that's worse than that is when somebody believes that person. Again, like somebody wants to criticize me for only making 200 some grand a year with our lawn and landscape company, but yet I run a multi-million-dollar media company, and they think they're big time, and I'm just like, yo, I walk softly and I carry a big stick. I'm not here to impress. I'm not here to be competitive with them. I'm not trying to compete every day with them. I'm trying to compete every day with me. I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to be the better Brian Fullerton than I was yesterday. I'm trying to be a better husband. I'm trying to be a better XYZ PDQ, just like you guys. Or I hope that you guys are. So I guess I just want to do a quick, short, fun podcast. Nothing super heavy. I wanted to keep it positive, upbeat, but decide to be tough. Decide to be strong. I will be honest. I've got my plow truck stuck, and I wanted to cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you plow snow, you've gotten your truck stuck, and you've had that moment, you've had that oh shoot moment where you're like, dude, like, what am I gonna do? Do I call somebody? You don't know what to do. Like if you draw a dot and you draw a ring around it, that's what you know. You know everything inside that ring. But you get around a coach or a mentor or a friend or this podcast or somebody else that you know who's successful or successful-er than you, and they create a dot on that same piece of paper, but their dot is 3 inches outside of that ring. And so when you're in the middle of this dot, you're like, dude, I've exhausted all possible options because the only thing you know is inside that circle. But outside of that circle, there's a whole nother ring, and there's another dot, another orbit, and there's your friend who's a coach or a mentor. He's 5 years older, he's 5 years down the road, or he's 5 times your size. And he's like, oh, dude, no problem. Like, you need to do this, and this, and like, you'll be out of that pickle in 10 seconds. And you're like, oh, how did you know? Well, because he's been there, he's done that. And so, yes, it takes time to like learn these life skills, and it takes time to develop this mental toughness and this callousness on your mental. But mental toughness is extremely, extremely huge. But there's times I get my plow truck stuck, and I'm like, about to cry. It's 4 a.m. I'm like, who do I call? My wife, my friend, like AAA. I like, dude, I need to get these snow counts done. Right, the sun's coming up in 3 hours. We've all been there. And so the bottom line is just keep improving. Just keep getting better. Just keep working on yourself. Be mentally tough. Do not let customers talk you down, your prices or you. Somebody comes up to you and says, oh, you guys got grass clippings here, and here. And you didn't. Like, dude, and they just want to fight. Some people just want to fight. Some people, they just have bad attitudes, man. And you ever notice, like, people, a red light will turn green, and that person doesn't go immediately, and the car behind him is already honking. Or worse yet, and then they start getting into a screaming match, and people are like, oh, I'll kill you. And it's like, what? Dude, what the heck? The guy just didn't like go in the first half second. Like, it's like a National Hot Rod Association, like, drag strip, sanctioned event. Like, Jesus, man, give him some slack. Okay, worst case scenario, it goes from red to green to yellow to red, and they miss the light, and they go, I'll kill you, man. Like, people go crazy. Like, people just want to fight, like diffuse and, de-escalate. But I'm as red blooded as they come, man. And here's what I'll just tell you guys. The Brian Fullerton today would eat the lunch of the Brian Fullerton 10, 12 years ago. Like, I was scared. I was fragile. I was nervous. I was afraid. I just didn't have any mental toughness. It doesn't mean be tough, like a jerk. It doesn't mean being a butthead. It just means being humble. It just means being real. It just means being authentic. It's okay to say, I don't know. Let me go look that up for you. It's okay to say, dude, I blew it. I messed up. I've gotten into shouting matches with Mike Bedell. I've gotten into shouting matches with Brandon. You guys are like, what, really? Yeah, I've messed up. They've messed up. Hopefully they admit it. I know I do. But like, you know what? The bottom line is that we come back together and we stay friends, because relationships aren't tried when they're easy. Relationships are tried when they're tough. So you're like, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to make it with my spouse. Like, it's just that bad. No, dude, like, you committed to stick together. Now you got to stick together and figure it out. That's what commitment is. See, commitment isn't like, I'm going to try something and then give up. Commitment is I'm going to try something and no matter what, I don't give up ever, because that's true commitment. A commitment is almost a covenant to me. Like, other than like me being taken off this planet, I will fulfill my word to make sure that whatever I say to you, I will do, and hopefully be on time as I do it. Well, I'm just being real. So anyway, I don't know if this podcast is helping you guys out. I'm just kind of free flowing here. Free falling here is probably more accurate. We're just having some fun. But hopefully you guys appreciate me just being real. Hopefully you guys appreciate all this stuff that we got going on. I'll tell you what, man, I totally appreciate you guys. I mean, I don't know any other way to say it. There's every day about 1,500 people that download this podcast and listen to it. Well, that's how many downloads. I don't know how many listens. There's a lot of like formulas out there that one download is 2.2 listens. I don't know, because people replay episodes, right? It's crazy. There's like 25 to 35,000 people a month listening to the podcast right now. It's huge. I mean, I said this on my last podcast with Dylan a couple days ago. Thank you guys for supporting the episodes in the podcast with all the sponsors. I mean, you guys are just super encouraging me to continue creating content. Thank you to all of you guys that have just literally been supporting everything we got, going on. I truly hope and believe that the content I create is helping you guys. I know it is, and I say it super humbly. And the only reason I know that is because we get dozens of messages every day. Dude, you're changing my business. You're changing my life. Like this episode or that video or this content or that live event. Man, anything I can do to help you guys out. Like, there's still no ulterior motives. We're not money driven. We're not clout driven. I'm not, if I got a 100,000 subscriber, silver play button, cool. If I don't, I don't care. I mean, like it literally doesn't affect me or change me one. We could go to 1 million subs. I'd be like, all right, cool. I'm going to go make another podcast. I'm probably going to do a couple of aerations and go mow 27 lawns today. Like I like just being in my lane. I just like having fun, and I just like encouraging you guys. And so, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much to all of you guys that are always listening to the podcast, always supporting me, and just helping me also to be mentally tough, because I choose to be mentally tough every day to put out content to help you guys out, because I want to be somebody that's helping. I don't want to be creating content for views, content for subs, content for sponsorships. That's all fine. We'll take it. We'll cash the checks. If there are checks, whatever. But the bottom line is that I'm more, I would say, addicted, in a good way, a healthy addiction. I'm more addicted to hearing you guys succeed. It's not lip service. There's no like, that's what you should say. No, like I eat that up. I mean, I can't be any more honest. That the more messages that I get from you guys, and by the way, if you guys want to shoot me some DMs, show me some love, say, hey, dude, I'm listening to this episode today. Dude, you're just like, thanks for being real, or thanks for the help, or thanks for the encouragement or support. Like, just let me know if you guys are listening, because I don't get like any immediate feedback. It's just me here in my podcast studio. You know what I mean? But I just say, like, thanks for letting me be a part of your guys' life. Thanks for letting me spend a half hour with you. Thanks for letting me spend 10 minutes with you when you watch a YouTube video. Thanks for inviting me into your home when you guys watch us on your TV and your kids are with you. We don't swear for a reason, man, because I know you got 3, 4, 5-year-old sons and daughters watching content with you. And some of you are 21. You're like, dude, I just want to hear what success is about. Oh, and, just shoot it to me straight. I got it. I got you. Like, that's what the podcast is for. It's a little bit more raw. But, again, from my family and my heart to you guys, just a quick little pulse, quick little update about what's going on in my life. And lawn care is good. Our business is booming. Revenue's coming in like crazy. The YouTube channel is running like 1,100,000 views a month on YouTube. Right now we're running 2.92 million views a month. And you don't even know what that means, because I don't even know what that means. like 3 million people are watching and being exposed to the channel a month. And who cares? Like, I don't say that to impress. I just think it's crazy that 3 million people are watching us talk about lawn care per month. And it's all because of you guys, man. You guys are watching and you guys are sharing and supporting, and man, it's just really cool. But it could get to 10 million, 20 million views a month. I'm sure like we'll be more financially blessed because of it. Duh. But it's not going to change anything about who we are, or what we're doing, or why we're doing everything, man. I do this to glorify God. I do this to take care of my wife, to provide a safety net income. I do it for you guys, to help you guys grow a successful business, because I know what it's like 12, 14 years ago, being just dumb as a stump. I had no clue about anything. I mean, anything about the business of being in business for myself. It was just a miracle that I'm even here. And who I am today is 1,000% not even the same of who I was 12, 14 years ago, let alone 24, 36, 48 months ago. I mean, for crying out loud, we have Tom Wheelwright, Garrett Sutton on the podcast, all of like these different, Keith Kalfas and Caleb Allman. These are our smart people. These are important people. These are prominent people to me. And I just think it's crazy that I got the opportunity to like kind of hang out with these guys and hang out with you guys. And I'll see hundreds of you at GIE and hundreds of you hopefully at our live event. Talk to thousands of you guys in passing per month on YouTube, and tens of thousands of you on Instagram. By the way, don't shoot me an Instagram message and say, "Hey, what's up?" Like, please, like, if you got a question, ask me a question, but don't just say, "Hey, dude, what's up?" Like, I don't have time to say, "What's up, dude?" I'll just hit you a double tap, hit you a heart, or send you a heart. But if you got real questions, man, email me and DM me, and we'll get you guys squared up. So, guys, that's it. I just wanted to do a quick podcast. Mental toughness, right? Don't let anybody talk you down. Don't let anybody chew you out. Stand tall, stand firm. And by the way, support those around you that aren't able to stand up on their own 2 feet yet. Somebody wants to, chew somebody else down, man, step in front. Don't let that person belittle or talk anybody else down. Let's stick up for the weak. Let's stick up for the people that might not know their true value or true worth just yet. Speak life everywhere you guys go. Okay, guys, that's it. Appreciate you guys more than you know. Appreciate you guys big time. And that's it, guys. Thanks so much for all the ratings and reviews. If you haven't, do me a solid. Just look down at your phone. It's like literally you scroll all the way to the bottom, and then you'll see where you can hit 5 stars and leave a review. And I think you leave your name. It takes literally 2 minutes, and just say, Brian's awesome. I don't know, whatever you guys want to say. So, all right, guys. Hey, appreciate you so much. We'll catch up with you guys on the next episode of Fullerton Unfiltered.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.